Hey everyone, it's Todd from Gill Games with some information about the new fishing feature. I'm going to show you how to use it and give you some tips. So the first thing you need to do is build a fishing pole. So there's a good chance that if you're watching this video that you already built a fishing pole. But if not, there's some new items that show up on the island that you have to go find and make a fishing pole from. It's very easy to do. It's a 100% chance that those items will show up in the morning if you don't have them already. So I have the fishing pole here, and you also need to pick up some bait. Now there's a lot of different things you can use as bait. I have some mushrooms, a feather, I already have some cooked fish fillets from doing some fishing, some raw boar meat, a worm, and you can walk around and find worms on the dirt. And there are sand fleas as well, which are very hard to see because they're small. Oh, I think I saw one right there. There's one. I'll pick him up. And I think there's one over here. There's a sand flea and another worm and a feather. Okay, I'm out of room. So now I'll go over to a school of fish. And you'll see a new option, a button on the right there that's glowing. That's the fishing option with a pole. So go ahead and touch that. And you will bring up the fishing mode. Now, you start with no bait on your line, of course, so it automatically brings up the bait selection screen, and it shows you all the bait that you have available on you on the left, and you can choose up to 2 baits. You can use 1 or 2. So I'll choose a worm and a sand flea. Now the difference between using 1 and 2 is each fish has different kind of bait that they prefer to eat. So if you use 2 different kinds of bait, you increase the chance of attracting some kind of fish. Now, you don't know what kind of bait each fish likes until you've caught enough fish, and then you can see how many fish you've caught with each bait and get an idea of it. So you just start by kind of randomly picking some bait, hit cast, and it throws the line out into the water. Now you can see the fish swimming around there. Oh, I got a bite already. Now you can swipe down to pull the line in, and I caught my first red snapper. And it's a 13-ounce red snapper. Each fish that you catch has a different weight. It randomly varies between 4 ounces and 32 ounces. You generally catch more of the mid-sized fish, but sometimes you catch a small one, sometimes you catch a big one. Now, since a fish bit the line, my bait is gone. As you can see, there's no bait in the button there now, so you touch it again to bring up the selection, and that worked really well. So I'm gonna try another sand flea and worm and see if it was just luck or if the red snapper really liked that bait. You can see the big fish swimming right by there. And, I got another bite already, so and it's a different kind of fish. Okay, it's a nice 19-ounce leervis. I'm going to try a different bait this time. Let's try a feather and a moonlight mushroom. And while you're waiting, if you're not getting a bite right away, you can move your finger around and just kind of play with the pole. And when you swipe down, it brings the pole back upward, so you're pulling it in towards you. If you pull it in all the way, it pulls the line in. Now there was no fish biting, so my bait is still there. So I'm just gonna. Now it gives you the opportunity to change your bait. If you don't want to, you can touch the bait on the right, and it takes it out and puts it back in your available list. But I'm just gonna cast again with the same bait and see what happens, because I didn't give it a good chance. You can catch 3 fish in each school before the school disperses. But the big difference between this fishing and using a spear or a net to catch fish is that you have a chance to catch much bigger fish with the pole. Oh, I see one swimming in, and there we go. It's a triple tail, a 19-ounce triple tail. Okay, I'm going to touch the fish info button, and this will show you all the different types of bait that you can use on the left. And if you select one, you can see the number of fish that you've caught using that kind of bait. And this will give you a good idea of what kind of bait works well, what kind of bait's not working well, or maybe you just haven't tried using it yet. Maybe you haven't caught a certain type of fish, or very many of them, Maybe it's because they like a bait that you're not using much of, so try using that other bait. And close that, and then to get out of this, you press the red X. And of course, you can go to the stats and achievements, and you can see the new stats that are fishing related. They're down here toward the bottom. There we go. It's like caught a grouper, a leary, a red snapper, and then there's one for steenbras, striped bass, triple tail, yellowtail bream. There's 7 different types of fish. And then in the statistics, it'll keep track of, let me go to the fish section here. It'll keep track of how many of each type of fish that you've caught, as well as how many you caught with a fishing pole, because it's different than how many you've also caught with the net or the spear, and also the largest you've caught with for each type of fish. So the grouper, the largest one, is 11 ounces. For the leervis, it's 19 ounces. The red snapper is 13 ounces. So this is a great way for you to compare your largest catches with your friends and see who's caught the largest fish, and try to be have the largest catch of all 7 different types of fish. And of course, in the future, we may add new fish and new types of bait. So there you go, another free feature for Stranded Without a Phone. So tell your friends, post comments on Facebook, and let me know what you think.